Do you think this time round it's kind of a wake-up call for them now that they have a new sponsor, and of course we saw they brought in a new manager? Do you think now things will change, or is just the same story for the team?
I think they can put a fight, but I don't think still they have regained the quality that we used to see in the last decade. So they'll try and maybe compete for top 4, but I don't think they'll clinch the title.
All right.
Yeah.
In your own opinion, what do you think will have changed? What do you think have changed in this team? Of course, this is the team that we know. It used to have financial muscle. They dominated the Premier League, and now probably things have been wrapped up a bit. What do you think has changed this time for this team?
I would say I remember the revelation by the club chair, that is Uncle Sarchel, concerning the Freemasonry. I don't think it does really, it affects them so much, but again, it can affect them in terms of the preparations to the season. Seeing they played some pre-season matches, not quite the kind of performance I expected from them, and that's why I think they are quite not up to the task.
When you talk about preparation, of course, there is one team in particular that have really been successful in this preparation, the build-up to this particular kick-off season. We're talking about Kenya Police. Of course, they have really played a couple of friendly matches. They have won and even won some few titles in between. Now, if you were to reflect based on pre-season matches, do you think the team that will convince you that this time they have a point to prove is Kenya Police?
Kenya Police, of course, from last season, they have been putting up very good performances. They have a very good manager, and that is Pauzo. And I think in the pre-season tournament that was being played a couple of weeks ago, they put up a fight to the semis, I think.
They were the eventual winners.
Yeah.
But for me, in my own opinion, I don't think if we can really, judge a team based on pre-season performance. Most of the time, the team does not really invest in pre-season, but rather on the real, the real trophy, that is the prize that is in front of them. So a few things needed to be ironed out as far as dominant teams. I'm talking about the likes of Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, and of course Tusker. The two teams, Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, they were struggling a bit because of financial problems, and of course they had to turn back to academy players to revamp their squad because they were banned. They were owing former players some money before actually they're allowed to brought in new players, and FIFA suspended or rather banned them from signing new players. That was, if you ask me, probably that was the main reason why we saw the kind of performance that these teams were posting. But now with new sponsors and the stalemate now being resolved, I reckon this is the time for the teams like Gor Mahia and of course FC Leopards to wake up and actually put a real test. And there is another team that actually for me, they left quite pretty soon. That is Mathare United. And of course, they were supposed to play today, but that particular match was suspended owing to the legal tussle between FKF and of course the particular teams, APS, Bomet, and Rangers, the team that they want to be promoted, but the FKF committee postponed or rather nullified the 2021-2022 season. Do you think that particular decision was right? And even as we look to today's fixtures, Postal Ranger vs Mathare United, had it been proceeded the way it had been scheduled, probably what was your prediction?
When we first of all talk about the decision by the that is Sports and Disputes Tribunal to stop first of all the kickoff of the season, after which of course FK FKF came up with this decision to stop the two matches, that is between Magara and Vihiga Bullets, and then we have Coastal Rangers against Bidco. Discuss that from two angles. First of all, FKF, I think that is the best decision that they would have taken, considering the legal tussle with that is FIFA. Remember, Ababu Mwamba just the other day talked about we saw the issue with the World Football Body. But again, from the perspective of the teams that participated last season in the Premier League, of course investing a lot in the sport and putting up a fight. For example, APS Bomet, they were to be promoted to the Premier League, and then you have the likes of the team.
Rangers, they were supposed to be promoted to the National Super League.
Yeah.
But owing to that particular decision, then that means they will remain where they were. And of course, APS Bomet will play in the National Super League. But we don't know, probably their case will be hard and determination will be made. And of course, the likes of Madara United, Postal Rangers, that their match has been suspended, will have a chance to at least taste the new season. Well, there is a couple of teams, that is Postal Rangers, of course, and Vihiga Bullets and Wazito FC. These are the teams that are on the edge of a knife, just pending that hearing that was brought to the Sports Dispute Tribunal. Well, that is the farthest that this particular tournament can go. But I want your prediction pretty quick. Kakamega Homeboys, Tusker FC, what do you think will see the light of the day?
I think I'll give either 1-0 or 2-1 to Tusker FC.
Alright, then we have Gor Mahia and of course Nzoia Sugar.
Gor Mahia to carry the day. Yeah.
Then another one, of course, we have Ulinzi Stars and AFC Leopards.
I think almost even at full time. Yeah, 1 point each.
1 point each, so that's a draw. Well, then another one, we have Bandari Sofapaka, and of course Bandari is actually a team that are very invested. We saw the signings that they did during the summer, and this is a team that is ready to challenge for this title. Remember last season they finished third, just a few points behind leaders Tusker. Do you think now this time lessons have been learned and now it's a reckoning and a wake-up call, and actually they are ready to challenge the title, or it will be just same story?
Of course, owing to the fact that they are at home Baraki today, I think that's a straight win for them. And then Sofapaka have not been the same Watoto Babungu have been winning off in the last few seasons, so Bandari FC
Maybe
the 3 points.
they need to repent. They can return to be called Batoto Bamungu, of course, which means children of God. And of course, we have Kenya Police, KCB. Of course, this is a tough one, but what do you think will scoop the 3 points?
I'll go for KCB, though Kenya Police will also fight for the points.
All right.
Yeah.
Then what makes you think it's KCB and not Kenya Police? When you look at the comparisons between the two teams, of course they both have financial muscles, they have quality coaches, and of course they have quality team as well. But why KCB?
Not really the reason, but I just feel it will be KCB for the 3 points.
All right.
Yeah, but expect a lot of goals from this match. Yeah.
Well, another one, that is Nairobi City Stars and Bidco United. Of course, last season Nairobi City Stars really tried. This time round, it's a new season, of course, new story. But what do you think has an upper hand?
I think Bidco United, considering their pre-season journey in the pre-season Elite Cup.
Right.
So, but again, it will be a game of fine margins.
Well, if I were to give my prediction based on the way I know each individual teams, then for me, I think that 3 points will go for Nairobi City Stars. And this is a team that has really, over and over again proven to be a team that has what it takes to challenge for the title. So for Bidco United, yeah, they have really been rising, but I don't think this time round they will have. And of course, if you bear in mind, Nairobi City Stars will be at home, that is at Roraka Sports Ground. Bidco United are the traveling team, and it will be a mountain task for them. Well, that is all for sports review. Thank you so much, Lincoln, for making time. And of course, we take this particular short break, and when we come back, we'll be diving direct for international sports review. I'll be talking about the World Cup, the team to expect. And of course, remember earlier on, I had asked you which team do you think will carry this 2022 Qatar World Cup, and why do you think that team is the best, or rather will carry it? Keep talking to us on our social media platform, on Facebook at KUTV Kenya, on Twitter at KUTV_Kenya. Remember, you can tag me along at AUMA_012. Remember to use the hashtag on the spot. See you in a bit as we dive direct into World Cup.
I agree with you that there is that aspect that longevity in power could lead to aspect of dictatorship, which will kill a country or which will kill a nation. Like we can have the example of Mobutu Sese Seko and the other people who have been in power for too long. Here in Nigeria, I think had something of the sort. For Zimbabwe.
Imagine living in a society that embraces social justice and equal opportunities for all. On Woman Crush Wednesday, Rise Today, we bring you experts for meaningful conversations on matters gender equality.
Mimi nasaona hakuna gender equality as we speak.
So we continuously work with the men.
I feel that they're judging the girl.
Parenthood.
Mind is very important in infertility.
Mental and physical health.
You need to be surrounded by a proper network.
After nimeanza healing process, nilikumbuka kuhusu boys na senye niliacha ghetto. Kila wakati nilikuwa najaribu kutafuta mbinu yenye naweza wafikishia ujumbe.
I feel like if you have 15 minutes, if you have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever amount of time, use it, because any physical activity is beneficial. No physical activity is dangerous for you.
And we touch on current affairs.
Marrying is a journey. It means you're taking a journey together.
I'm dying to be different. Changamoto ziko, but you can't sit there saying, oh, mimi nitafanya mziki siku yenye dozi itakampe. You look at this person and you're like, wow, they just woke up and they found themselves here.
Join us every Wednesday morning at 7 to 10 a.m. here on Rise Today Woman Crush Wednesday. I am your host, Nina Gikunda.
Today I am at Jua e-bikes. So if you look at our bike, it's quite competitive compared to Boda Boda, which is currently used especially for delivery riders. This is because unlike a motorbike, you don't have to use fuel. So you basically need to use 12 shillings just to charge the full battery to operate within a day.
This is the battery. Every battery has its own key. So you put it in, you unlock. So you get it out and take it back in. Okay, you get it out for the purpose, the charging purpose. This is increasing the speed, reducing the speed.
You get me home. To Kenya, this is my jam down. I say man, I will never give up. Na hata nikisota away. Everybody wanna feel like me. You're just like a river. Real thing, if I never mama.
profession. 14 years, I've worked abroad in many different countries. But before I went outside of Kenya, I was working in Kenya for around 8 years, and then I went out back in 2007. And I've been out for the last 14 years internationally. I've been privileged to work in very many different hotels in very different states of UAE, that is Dubai, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Alright, welcome back, and this is the tail end of it, the last part of it, that is the International Sports Review. This time round we talk about World Cup in exclusive, and of course I'm glad of course to be joined by the lost sheep, of course. Benson, welcome, thank you so much for making time, and of course welcome back. Well, a lot, we expect a lot, of course, and many will say we expect fireworks this time round in the World Cup. And of course, probably, let me just begin by asking you a simple question that I ask our viewers. Which team do you think will carry the 2022 Qatar World Cup?
Thank you very much. We're looking at a team like Brazil. I'm looking at a team that will want to win the World Cup. This particular time, I'm looking at the likes of the squad that they have, the young players, the very talented players, the likes of Anthony, Vinicius Jr., and I'm going for the Samba Boys to win this particular World Cup.
Simple question though. Why do you think Brazil, will win it?
I'm looking at the squad that Brazil have at this particular time. I'm looking at a team that really is very impressive. I really tell you, Neymar is not a player that you will want to watch in this World Cup. Then I'm looking at Vinicius, and you're looking at the likes of the other players like Gabriel Jesus, who was not even been called to the squad. Then you're looking at other players. Firmino also is absent, but you're looking at the likes of Anthony. These are players who are coming to the squad, and they really will tell you that in as much as their group, the group is a group to watch because it's not a group of death. It's a very easy group for them. So Brazil is a team that I really would want to see them, of course, make a revenge against Germany.
Well, there is a point you said Neymar is a player you will not want to watch. Of course, if you don't watch Neymar, then who should we watch?
If you're not watching Neymar, are you looking at the likes of Vinicius Jr.?
Alright.
Are you looking at other players? Remember Neymar has been a talent, but over time he has been overshadowed. I will, of course, say that because of his time at Paris Saint-Germain. He has not been a player that we expected him to be at that time when he was at Barcelona.
Alright. And I remember earlier on we asked your viewers, which team do you think will carry the 2022 Qatar World Cup? Of course, we sampled a few, feedback from our viewers from the street, and this is what they had to say.
Mimi kama wenzangu naunga Brazil na Argentina. Hizo ndo ninazifuata nyuma kwa uno na uvumbi.
Mmoja yake ambaye unaweza sema stand out.
Me from World Cup 2018 I've always supported Brazil because I love their play style. But this time I was very disappointed by the way they did not choose Firmino with his run of form in the Premier League. But my friends told me that they chose Richarlison over Firmino because Richarlison fits very well to the play style. So they went with him, even not performing to the expectations like Firmino.
Mimi nina support team ya England kwa maana mimi ni mfuasi wa Premier League. Kwa hivyo bado niko nao kule World Cup.
Wachezaji wapi katika kile kikosi ambao unadhani wanaipa England chance kubwa ya kuweza kushinda ile kombe?
Rashford pale na tarajia pia Sterling anaweza cheza. Kane sijui kama atakuwa, lakini ile timu ilikuwa ya Kane, Sterling, Rashford wangeweza rudi tena. Naweza furahia na vijana kadhaa hapo katikati wako pia.
So for me I'm supporting Brazil because it's
it's a big team. It's quite a big team with five World Cup titles in its name. It's such a big team, and if you see the quality of the players so far, even club boys, iko tu sawa. So I think Brazil is going to take the World Cup this time.
Argentina na support juu ya Messi. Messi najua ni mwaka wake wa mwisho kucheza. Sasa kuna hiyo psych. Nataka tu kuona akicheza venye atafanya.
And with Argentina, I am supporting it. It's because I would like Messi to win the World Cup, and if he wins, that will end the GOAT debate between Ronaldo and Messi.
Niko na African Cup winner Senegal. Mane natumaini yeye ndio atafikisha Afrika hadi maybe quarters ama semis. Naweza taka pia washinde, lakini kule itakuwa ngumu, lakini ningeza sema ile timu itafika mbele sana Afrika ni Senegal. Itaenda hadi maybe quarters wakijaribu sana.
Round of 16. Nilikuwa nimetetea Senegal, lakini naona the stronghold doesn't like Mane. I think akona injury sahi. Sasa I don't think waso watakuwa 50-50, so like unajua Mane ndio wana push wao. Yeah.
Probably for now I'll take Senegal. I preferred Nigeria to get to the World Cup, but it didn't qualify. So this time I go for Senegal, despite Sadio Mane having an injury in this crucial time that is needed.
Katika timu za Afrika, timu ingine naona ina uwezo mwingi ni timu ya Cameroon. Cameroon pia wana wachezaji bora, na ukiangalia historia ya uchezaji wa World Cup, Cameroon na Senegal ni timu ambazo zimeweza kufika mbali, kuprogress katika michezo ya World Cup. Na natarajia raundi hii pia Cameroon na Senegal watafika mbali ambavyo wamekuwa wakifanya toka hapo awali.
Well, for me I think I'll go with Senegal, although itakuwa ngumu, but we hope that they will try, and of course they will show us what they got, in as much as we'll be lacking the services of Sadio Mane, of course the skipper, that is the captain. Well, that was the views of of viewers on the street, just giving out which team they think will carry this time round, and I've seen a couple of them have been rooting for, of course, Brazil and Senegal. I hope that at the end of that is December 20th, they'll not be disappointed by those two teams. Well, we are looking at group, and of course I've seen the group of death, I'll say it, and this time round a reunion between Spain and Germany. Of course that is in Group E. Who do you think probably between the two teams this time round who will bid goodbye at the group stages?
Remember, once we're looking at a group that has two champions, these are teams that have won this World Cup in the past. Are you looking at a young Spanish side coming into the World Cup? Are you looking at Germany, who wants at least to show that in as much as we've been outdone before, then we still have something to show? But I will remind you the case of Japan. Japan is a team that you really want to watch out in this group. You might root for Spain and Germany in time. Miracles will happen in football, because remember Costa Rica is even here. If Costa Rica can get a point from either of these two big teams, then it might be a big challenge to the other teams that are willing to progress. But I'm looking at Germany coming in a fine form. I'm also looking at Spain. These are players that you've seen them in the under-20s. They played very well in the 23, winning even the championship. But you cannot overrule Germany. Remember, they have the likes of Müller. These are experienced players. Germany has a team that you want to watch out for. I will remind you of the team that Germany played with the last time they were at this World Cup. And remember, Spain is the team that you want to watch. The likes of Javi, the likes of these young players from Barcelona, who have really played as a team. And remember them having experience at La Liga and then reuniting to form a force that you want to see them play. So I'm rooting for Germany and Spain. I'll see Germany take the first position, then Spain the second. Japan will come third. Costa Rica, of course, will finish bottom.
Well, of course, this is a tricky group. And I think these teams, the two teams, the Spain and Germany, they have what it takes, to take this to the doorstep of Brazil. And actually, I would like to see a final between Spain and Brazil, of course, just to see, a team with young players versus a team with a blend of mixtures, experience versus young. That final will be awesome. Let's take a look at another group, but that is really a tricky one. If you ask me, for France, that is Group D. France same in the same pool with Denmark, Australia, but we will eliminate the likes of Australia and of course Tunisia, because for me I think this is a walkover for France and Denmark. But I'm worried about the presence of Denmark in this group. For me, France has not performed to the expectation of many, and I think the hurdle of winning World Cup and of course exiting the group at the group stages probably might catch up with France this time around. I don't know if you share the similar opinion.
Yeah, I think even I share the same sentiments. Remember, when you're looking at Group D, you're talking about France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. Are you talking about the cast of the champions? Then are you making France to other teams that have beat the World Cup goodbye at group stages? Yeah. Are you talking of Germany? Are you talking of other teams that really were outdone in the group stages of qualifying? And I think France will want to maybe win this cast of the champions, but at the group it will be a very difficult thing to do. But if I'm looking at Australia, I'm looking at a team that I will never bid for Australia to qualify during this time, because they've chosen a squad that many know less about. Maybe their coach has other understandings that we don't understand. Maybe he has some things that we don't know about the team. But I'm looking at France as a team, like they will be missing Paul Pogba, the Manchester United skipper who recently joined Juventus.
You're right.
So I'm looking at France as a team that wants to eliminate Tunisia, of course. Then at the bottom line between Australia and Denmark, these are two underdogs that want to show the world how far they can go in this World Cup. So in as much as we don't root for France, I think the likes of Kylian Mbappe, whenever Giroud said he wants to break the record of Thierry Henry, so we want to see whether he will perform. Remember at AC Milan he has performed very well, scoring very awesome goals. So in as much as this time we don't see France qualifying past the group stage, I'm rooting for France and Denmark.
Alright, actually we'll see how it will go, because when you look at the Euros, performance of France has been, in lack of better words, awful. And there is another interesting group, that is Group B, that including England, Iran, USA and Wales. And of course this particular group is the group that was termed as the pool of death, owing to the political history between the two countries, the enmity between England and USA. England and Iran, and of course USA and Wales is on another epitome of it all. And the rivalry between these two teams, the atmosphere when they meet, of course, back, each carrying the tag of, we have an eye for you, we have an eye for you. So it will be crazy to watch this particular group, the group of death, that is what they term it. But in an outsider's eye of view, I think this is a walkover for England. When you look at the teams like Iran, of course, they're not dominant in world stage football. Talk less of USA, and probably a team that I see might pose some few challenge to England. It's Wales, but on head, shoulder, England stand by all pedigree tall above any other team in this particular group. So for me, I think they will proceed to the at least knockout stages. Another easy fixture for Argentina, I think it's Group C. We have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico and Poland. No, actually this is a tough group. It's a tough one. We have Mexico, we have Poland, and actually of all the group, I think this is the toughest. When you look at Mexico, Poland, then Argentina, will rule out Saudi Arabia because of the obvious reason. Of course, this time round in this group, Saudi Arabia are the underdogs, but the real test lies between Mexico, Poland, and Argentina. Probably in your own opinion and even area of interest, which team do you think this one will, of course, park and go home?
If you're looking at the recent statistics in the world of football, or if anything is to go by, then you're going to notice that Poland have not beaten any team that is above the top 40 in the World Cup rankings. You can Google that and get your facts right. So I'm looking at Argentina and Mexico being teams that really many want to watch out for. And then I'm looking at Mexico having a curse. They say that in their country they have a curse of not qualifying. But I'm looking at the first match between Argentina and Saudi Arabia, 5 a.m. That will be on the November 22nd, Tuesday, the Lusail Stadium. And I'm looking at Argentina going through very well, easily past Saudi Arabia. Then the game that many will want to watch out for is Argentina versus Mexico. You know, these are teams that in the continent they've been playing regularly, and even in the golden stage of the teams like Mexico. Currently, Argentina, Lionel Messi, I think this is last World Cup, together with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Are you having a point to prove? They want to take it to the world and show them that indeed we want to bring results home. Then those are factors you'd want to factor in. Then Saudi Arabia and Poland, I'm not looking at them like teams that will really challenge. But the battle between Mexico and Poland will be very tight if anything is to go by. So I'm looking at Argentina as a team that will want to qualify them. Right. Remember the likes of the players they have there. You're looking at Angel Di Maria, Lionel Messi. These are players that you really want to watch out for, the likes of Rodrigo de Paul. Then Mexico, I think they will come in second in this group. Poland should finish that, and then Saudi Arabia should top that. Should be the bottom of that group.
Well, let's talk about Group A. This is that include Qatar, the host, then Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. Of course, this one, I think the two surviving teams, I'm seeing Senegal, of course, proceeding to the knockout stages, and Netherlands. Of course, Netherlands, undoubtedly, the leaders that at the end of these group stages will be topping this particular group because they have what it takes to be at the top. They have quality players, and over the last a few years, they have really proven to be a team that many will want to beat and even look out for. So for me, I see a Netherlands, Senegal, but we cannot underestimate the presence of Ecuador. Qatar, I will not talk more about Qatar, but the virtue of being the host, probably, do you see this time round they will replicate Russia's success?
I'm looking at the Qatar World Cup being one of the most expensive World Cup held in history. Then I'm looking at Qatar being the team that has reigned as the Asian Cup winners. Then we were semi-finalists at the CONCACAF, that will be the other tournament. Then we're looking at Ecuador being the second youngest team, and they reached the quarter of the Copa America only to lose to Argentina 3-0. And then, in as much as they want to rule out Qatar, these are players that international media and local media will tell you Qatar has brought players from different teams, and they are sending a team. Remember, if I ask you even to mention one player from the Qatar team, you wouldn't mention, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't mention one player from Qatar. Truth be told. Then I'm looking at Ecuador coming the likes of Moises Ramirez, Roberto Romelda, William Pacho, Alano Franco. These are players who are the likes of Kevin Rodriguez are playing for other teams. Then I'm looking at Qatar being a team that, in as much as they are the host, they want to replicate maybe the likes of South Africa, the likes of Russia. And if Qatar go out at the group stage, then they will be the first team to break the record of going out. So I'm looking at a Netherlands team that has the likes of, it's a pressing team actually, the likes of Aken. Wayne has not been the most subtle player that we will say, the likes of Denzel Dumfries who can really make runs. So looking at Netherlands, Senegal to go through, in as much as they lack Sadio Mane, the likes of Diano, Mendy will be a great thing for the team. And one thing to watch, you know that Netherlands played the type of pressing game, but in the World Cup, this World Cup is being held in a desert. It's in the winter time, so they don't want to press so much.
Probably maybe temperature will be a big factor. And most of these players have, they have, kind of used to playing in the very hot temperatures, remember? And very cold temperatures, the likes of Europe, then now coming to a hot environment. Well, then we'll have to wait and see what will happen. But let's talk about another thing that is very interesting. We're talking about players that this might be their last actually World Cup, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. We have the likes of Neymar, who who actually hinted that this one could be his last. Then we have the likes of Muller, we have Roberto Lewandowski, players who will be exiting the stage once the World Cup is, done and dusted. But I'm very interested with two players. That is arguably the best goats there is. That is Cristiano Ronaldo and of course Messi. Do you think one of them this time round will, retire with a package that forever he will live to remember until probably the very end of time?
Even I was listening to an interview between Cristiano Ronaldo and international medium, and Ronaldo was posed a question and he was asked, so assuming you are facing Argentina in a final, you have the last chance to score the goal, it's a penalty. What will you do after scoring that penalty and grabbing a hat-trick? Ronaldo said, I will retire. What does that show you? That shows he's a player that is out. He wants to win this World Cup. But I'm looking at Ronaldo's sentiments talking about Manchester United. He looked at the likes of Bruno Fernandes giving him a cold shoulder at the dressing room because of what he said. Ronaldo, maybe he spoke his mind and he said he was pushed to the limit, that he had to state that Manchester United officials have not been very good to him. And remember, he knows he is a big team player. Ronaldo has been at Real Madrid winning cups. He has been at Juventus. These are things that we've seen him maybe even carry the Champions League. But coming to Manchester United, then Erik ten Hag wants to build a young squad like he did at Ajax, and he wants to reduce maybe more pride, because as much as you are the GOAT, then are you measuring into the team? So I'm looking at the likes of Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi, you want to show the world the team did. I want to prove a point. I look at Lionel Messi unveiling at Paris Saint-Germain. You remember what he said when he held the microphone? That we are here to win the biggest titles. Because Messi, as much as he has been the GOAT, of course he is the GOAT, and Ronaldo is the GOAT too to watch, they both won major titles that we want to associate them with. Remind you of Lionel Messi when they were kicked out, or rather knocked out in the finals. You remember that particular game?
Yeah, the 7-0. Was it 7-2 finals against Germany? Alright.
It was the 1-0.
Oh, it was Brazil that were subjected to that. And for me, I think for a player like Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, they have won it all except the World Cup. And winning World Cup, including for, I think it's Neymar, he has won it all except the World Cup. And each of them winning, any of them, going home with this World Cup, then it will mean a lot for them and for their career. And of course, actually, when the end of times, when the history books are being written, it will be written as a player who has conquered it all. World Cup, Champions League, domestic title, everything in between. We're just waiting to see that. And there is big losers, actually players that we probably expected they would have been included in the national team, but because of one or two reasons, they'll not be taking part in that particular. We're talking the likes of, we'll begin by Sadio Mane, of course. His is, preaching on, it's because of injury. We have the likes of Timo Werner. His is, he has run out of form, and unfortunately he will not be representing Germany for this 2022 Qatar World Cup. We have a couple of players who will be missing out, the likes of Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, his is because of injury. N'Golo Kante still the same because of injury. We have a couple of players, of course, the one that was included, but because of one or two reasons. I'm talking about the likes of Nkunku, was because of he suffered a setback. Then we have, the giants like, let's say, Erling Haaland, whose team failed to qualify. Actually, it would have been amazing to watch him play, and I imagine football without Haaland. World Cup without Haaland.
As much as you want to mention Haaland, you only don't play as individuals for the national team. You might score, but then your team concedes. So that's the balance of football. And I think them failing to qualify was another setback for many Premier League fans. Remember, Haaland he has been a spectacle. He's now the player to watch in the Premier League. Many been captain in the Fantasy Premier League. And I think he's missing the likes of Roberto Firmino, Timo Werner, the former Chelsea player, who are team actually, and he's been out of form. But I think these are players that we want to learn from the rest and see whether this World Cup will be the best for them, and maybe wait and see whether during the next time they will try and maybe represent their teams. But what if age catches up with him? Then it might be a different factor.
Well, we have even the likes of Mohamed Salah, who he will be missing, of course. Egypt failed to qualify, and of course Senegal qualified in the expense of Egypt. And they will be watching it from, somewhere sitting on the fence, watching as the global and the most prestigious event unfold. And it will be very sad to see that. And of course now it's about the prediction. Which team do you think, of course, will carry it, and by which margin? And which team do you think will go all the way to the final?
Remember, you're looking at these different groups. These are pools that you really want to watch out for. I'm looking at a team like Brazil in their group, having Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. I expect them to top that group. Then I'm looking at if Brazil will not lift this World Cup, I expect France, of course, to have the cast of the champions. That is expected. I expect that. So I'm looking at Brazil to be the team that you want to watch out for. Belgium's success, maybe in the previous World Cup, they really could have gone all the way. But I'm looking at Brazil, England, and then I'm giving Spain a chance to win this World Cup.
Well, so there I will rule out England because of obvious reason. England, actually England right now is just a name. But on title, on competitive stage, I don't think if this is a team that we can really root for, because we have seen what happened during the Euros. There's a team with stars, but they're not performing. Now even the coach is confused between which player he will select. Having a player of the caliber of, let's say, somebody like Sancho. Sancho is a quality player that can add value to your squad, but leaving him out, it shows just how you have plenty until you're confused which one to choose from.
So even some people you are saying England is just a team, but on the ground they are not
adding numbers.
Adding numbers. So are you looking at the form of Arsenal's Bukayo Saka?
Well,
are you looking at Declan Rice?
Are you looking at what said a team is built up of not individual brilliance, but a teamwork.
So you think England don't have the chemistry?
They don't have. Time and again we have seen them posting some very disappointing results, and for many people, like I personally, I was England fan all along.
But I expect them to top the group.
Topping the group because this is just a simple
group stages. Do you think they will go?
But they will be knocked out. Quarterfinals? No, I don't. No, I don't see them there. I don't see them there. I will not be surprised if we see Croatia going all the way to the finals, because this is a team we have seen what they have been doing.
So do you think the Croatia golden generation has expired?
No, they are there. The golden generation, you're talking about the likes of Modric, still there. Their captain, even though he's old, but the engine is still performing. He has inspired the team. You see the way they are playing beautiful football, scoring goals, defending and attacking. That is a team that you're talking about, a team that has the mental capacity, the ability to challenge for titles. So for me, I see a very strong Croatia that might go all the way to the final.
So which team do you think will be a surprise?
A surprise for me, I think it's Denmark. Yeah, Denmark.
Why Denmark?
Well, we saw them. Denmark actually is a team not comprised of stars, well known to others, but they are really playing. The chemistry is amazing. The teamwork, the work ethics of players, the technical bench. That is the engine that it's giving that Denmark the drive to keep on fighting. For me, I think Denmark could be the surprise package.
I want you to watch out for Switzerland also.
Switzerland, but
you don't think
but I don't see them somewhere, but if they try, then maybe we'll see, but I'm not convinced with the Switzerland. So for me, the teams that I see this time around will really struggle. I see Belgium, I see England there, and there is this, I see France. France for me, I think will be among the teams to beat by.
So what do you think with the top scorer? Not Kylian Mbappe?
A top scorer will go for either Neymar or Messi.
Neymar, no?
Messi. Or even Giroud. But that is if they will proceed past stages. If they will want to at least break the record probably during the group stages. If he banks a brace, that will be good for him. And actually, he's 2 goals shy from breaking the record. So he needs 3 to break and set. Break and set. Yeah. So he has a task. And I'm very concerned about the presence of Karim Benzema. Do you think that will deny him game time?
I'm looking at Benzema that has been very prolific at Real Madrid. Every recent award, you've seen it. He deserved it fully. Don't you think he deserved it? Of course, he deserved it.
Undoubtedly, he
deserved it. So I'm looking at Benzema being the player that maybe he will be putting there at times when it matters. Remember, Benzema scores very good goals when it matters. He was underrated. He has been underrated. But it reaches a time when now you're pushed to the limit, and Benzema, now that was his chance. And I think Giroud, maybe he could break the record, of course. He has been there. We've seen Giroud coming from the bench at the World Cup and even scoring goals that other players never scored. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's the profession. He has been at Arsenal scoring very good goals, and at AC Milan, of course, he has been, in as much as he might not be the fastest of the strikers, then you look at Giroud being a finisher. So as a pace setter, do you expect him maybe to try break the record?
Well, I think for Karim Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo, actually will compare their stories. Their stories are kind of similar because one is because they had a few misunderstanding between them and the coach. Same case, Ronaldo argued Ten Hag is not giving him the Ten Hag that he deserves. The same case to Karim Benzema, he was forced to watch from bench because of the many allegations that he was facing. But now, after proving himself, of course, that happened after Ronaldo, of course, went to Juventus, and now Real Madrid had to turn to Karim Benzema to provide fast leadership and, of course, the killer instinct that Cristiano Ronaldo was providing, and that is when Karim Benzema began to shine. So I think for me, with Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Real Madrid and Karim Benzema now taking the mantle, that really exposed him to the world. And of course, we saw what Karim Benzema is made of. And it will be, unwise for any coach to ignore, the killer instincts of Karim Benzema, the quality that he brings to the team. And rightfully, he deserves it. But the question is, what about Giroud? Because at France we have attacking of quality, let's say quality attackers. We have the likes of Kingsley Coman, we have the likes of Antoine Griezmann. So it will be a big headache for coach to choose between Giroud and, of course, Karim Benzema to start off, unless maybe he changes the formation.
And I think those two players have been in form. If you're looking at Giroud's record at AC Milan currently, it's a good record. I'm looking at Benzema's record currently, it's a good record. So if you were to choose the players by who is in form, then you'd want to go for the two. But remember, Benzema can play as a number 9, dropping back to the midfield and maybe creating passes for the other players. Remember, we have the likes of the pacey Kylian Mbappe. You've mentioned Kingsley Coman. He's a player that we've seen him shine at Bayern. And I really expect France to use their attacking utilities very well. If Mbappe can score 3 goals and then you concede 1, then your defensive midfield, are you holding back not to be scored 2 goals, then you might win 3-1. So if you attack and score goals, then that might be the win. That might be the thing that will help you win the game. So choosing between the likes of Olivier Giroud and Karim Benzema might be a difficult task. But I think because of the group, I remember we were talking of the group being having rather France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. If you pass this group, then in as much as you might advance as France, then maybe meet Spain or Germany. So I'm looking at Kylian Mbappe to provide the pace because we have experienced defenders in the other teams. And then the likes of Giroud, they will come in when it matters. Giroud has come in handy at AC Milan, even the previous game, scoring in the dying seconds of the game and helping the team, of course, to edge past the opponents. So I'm looking at Giroud being a player that we want to watch out for, but Benzema, I choose Benzema over Giroud.
Well, if we still stick on France, probably we have seen they have a very killer attacking front, and I'm really troubled by their midfield. That is the reason why I think this time round they will really struggle, because when I talk about the engines, the likes of, let's say, N'Golo Kante, who is suffering from injury, the likes of Paul Pogba, when we measure the success of France as far as the 2018 World Cup is concerned, it will be attributed by these two players. They were key players and very integral part of France's success. Now they are out, and now we are seeing unfamiliar faces. Do you think this is a headache, especially for Didier Deschamps?
Remember, we're talking of France being a team that, at the likes of N'Golo Kante, his time at Chelsea, he has proven to the world that indeed, at Leicester, we made it all, we won when it mattered, and at Chelsea, we've tried, this is what we've done, we've won the UEFA Champions League. So you're looking at Paul Pogba being the engine, and you're looking at the passes he created to the likes of Kylian Mbappe in the past World Cup. Then many thought this will be again this will be a competition that will be it will be a battle of wits between the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Paul Pogba. But the absence of Paul Pogba now overshadows other midfielders. And I'm looking at France, the midfield, of course, you've mentioned it as an engine. We of course we expect the midfield to be the integral part of the team. The likes of Adrien Rabiot, the likes of other players that we are seeing there. So I really think France will struggle in the midfield, but should they measure in their factors and maybe build as a team, then it might be a very good thing to see them maybe advance.
Well, if there is one player that will say he has won it all, conquer it all, that is N'Golo Kante. He has won World Cup, UEFA Champions League, Europa, FA, name it all. He has won it. And if he retires, then he retire a hero for his country, for his club, and of course for his supporters. Well, that is how we, of course, wrap this particular World Cup edition. And of course, on the spot, it has been quite a great and amazing day. Of course, just taking and looking through this particular sports review, all things that's to expect. And of course, as the World Cup kicks off officially tomorrow, and we'll be sure to bring you up to speed with what is happening and wall-to-wall coverage of the World Cup for the next 1 month or so going forward. Of course, thank you so much, Kevin Benson, for making time, and of course for all those who made this production a success. We really wish you all the best and the possibility that the future could hold. And a special message for our baby girl. This is the time for World Cup, and of course we as the true lovers of sports, of course we know that our mother's love is first, then sport is always football, is second, and for you baby girl, that is where we draw the line and stick to your lane. Wish you all the best until next time. You have a lovely weekend. See you again.